Hello, UpU Lagos. Greetings, wonderful UpU community. Welcome to another exciting episode of your radio show, UpU with Ezinne. How are you all doing? It's truly a great day to be alive. I'm excited. I hope you can feel it in my voice, and I hope you are too. It's still the sit-up season on this program, and today we'll be discussing Woman, Optimize Your Health. Being a healthy woman isn't only about getting on a scale or measuring your waistline. A woman's health is her capital. So woman, pull up a chair, sit up, and be part of this conversation. It's our hour on radio, and I'm here to keep you company wherever you may be. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne and I'm your host. Welcome back, my guests. So do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at UpU with Ezinne on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We'd love to connect with you and keep the conversation going long after this program has ended. So, who is ready to find out how wealthy they are? After all, health, they say, is wealth. Woman, optimize your health. Good health is more than just a concept. It's a lifelong commitment to mindful actions. Making healthy lifestyle changes at any time, whether you're in your 20s, 40s, or 60s, can help you avoid chronic illness and slow down the aging process inside and out. Communities, countries, and ultimately the world are only as strong as the health of their women. You see how important you are, women? Another reason to optimize your health in the pursuit of your dreams. This morning, we'll be looking at a few areas of concern common to most women. Our discussion topic is, Woman, sit up, optimize your health. Our guest today is Dr. Perfecta Osawuru, the pain healer. She is an author, speaker, and a coach. A licensed, board-certified and registered alternative medicine practitioner and a woman health specialist who has worked alongside Nigeria's top acupuncturists and physiotherapists. Her mandate is to help people journey through life in a pain-free manner so they can be more productive and innovative. She treats people and teaches organizations on holistic living and healing, while constantly reminding them that their bodies are not storehouses for pain. She does this through a number of platforms such as the radio, church gatherings, corporate events, and wellness organizations. She is founder, Renoma Holistic Health, specializing in pain management and women's health. She's also the host of Share Your Story with Renoma, a weekly podcast featuring true life stories of women's health struggles, with the vision of helping women understand that their pain is valid, whether it's viewed as benign or life-threatening, and encouraging them to seek help for their diverse health needs on time. An alumnus of Pan-African Women Empowerment Network, her aim is to optimize health through every possible medium. Dear listeners, who better to talk to us about optimizing our health this season than the doctor in the house? Please join me in welcoming a very special guest this morning. Morning, Doc. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
It's good to have you on the show, finally.
Right. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So let's set the stage for this show now, yeah? What is your perspective of the topic, Woman, Optimize Your Health?
All right. Okay. So, my perspective for the topic, Woman, Optimize Your Health. Wait, I'd answer this question from what you said at the introductory part, when you talked about beyond looking at the scale, beyond weight loss management and all of that, that what exactly would it be for a woman to optimize her health? I would say that when it comes to optimizing your health, you need to look at what measures do you need to put in place to be your best every day, to stay healthy every day, like that. So in this part of the world, or maybe at the world at large, many women are so focused on weight loss and thinking about, okay, what can I take and how can I keep maintaining this weight and all of that. And then I really want to admonish people to stop looking at the scales and look at what can they consume. It's more of a preventive mechanism than when it has already occurred. So you'll be looking at like 4 maybe major pillars: your nutrition, your exercise, your relaxation, right? What's your sleep routine and all of that? Because these are the pillars that account more for how healthy you would be when it comes to optimizing your health.
Thank you. Thank you for your perspective. Thank you for breaking it down. So there are pillars to health, and we need to make sure that those pillars are optimized for us to now have optimized health.
Yeah.
Okay. So now in reading your bio, I saw that you refer to yourself as the pain healer. And somewhere again down the line, you said that our bodies are not supposed to be pain reservoirs.
Right.
So could you throw more light on that? It caught my attention.
Okay. So when I refer to myself as pain healer, it's my mandate to help people journey through life in a pain-free manner. Now, referring to the fact that your body or our bodies are not storehouses for pain, it is because of the way things have been stigmatized. So people now live with pain to the degree at which they cannot, hold it anymore. So if they have a high pain threshold, they feel like, okay, I can keep dealing with this and it's not a cause for alarm. But in the real sense, your body is not even a storehouse for pain. So you should not get to the point where you're even harboring pain to say, oh, it's not that bad. It was bad. It was usually worse than this before. So this one is still something that I can manage. You shouldn't manage pain because pain is your body's way of telling you that something might be wrong.
Fantastic. So basically personally, I have a low pain threshold.
Right.
So if you even took my hand with a needle, I'm screaming. Yeah. And so that's even, one way of looking at it. So can you imagine when somebody now decides to house pain? So you have a mandate to ensure that women don't house pains in their bodies.
Right.
So it's possible to actually just wake up in the morning and know where it's paining you.
Yes, you can.
Oh, wow. Women, I hope you're listening to us because this is getting very interesting. And I'm about to open the phone line so that you can join this conversation. I already found something for myself. She's going to tell me how to live pain-free. So you better tune in and you better listen up and call us so that you can get all the information you also require. So the studio line to call is 0913-6000-410. The number to text, the number to WhatsApp is 0913-6000-410. Doc. Now, when I was doing the intro, I said that a woman's health is her capital. I'm a trader. Like PO,
right.
That class of trading. Okay, so I understand capital. And when you say, do you have capital for the business you want to do? So when we now say that a woman's health is her capital, do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why do you agree?
Okay, so whether it's a woman or a man, health is wealth. But for a woman, you said a woman's health is her capital. I agree because a woman's health is more than just a reproductive system. It's encompassing. And it's to the degree that you are healthy that you can actually do things. Right? Because health in itself, it's not just about one particular part of one's life. So it takes into account the mental, physical, social well-being. It's not merely the absence of disease. Right. So if a woman's health has to be a capital because if she needs to be productive in other part of life, right, it's more than just what goes on in a reproductive system.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this doctor is very interesting. She has upped the ante. She's taking health away from the reproductive system and taking it into your psyche, taking it into your social capital, taking it into every aspect of your life. And a woman plays in all those areas.
Right.
Because for us to nurture, for us to birth, for us to conceive, to birth, to nurture, whether human beings, as in children, or business ideas, we need to be fit always, as in ALL ways. Interesting. Okay, so this aligns with what we've been doing on this show all of this month.
Okay.
All of this month we've been, nudging women to sit up and be optimized for their dreams, because we realize that we're, counting down the days or in 2022. Amazing. And soon enough, 2023 will be upon us.
Right.
And so we've been nudging women on this program to wake up or sit up on different aspects of their lives. Can you give us 5 practical things any woman can do to stay fit to run her dreams?
Right. the answer would be in line with what I first said about optimizing your health. It would be to, so because yes, you're focused on a dream, a goal, and all of that. So more than your why, more than what you want to do to optimize that, you need to put in measures health-wise. So you need to stay fit, as in eat healthy. Now, healthy is relative to everyone. Now, what is healthy to me is not healthy to you or healthy to another lady, because we have different daily intake and all of that we need to meet based on our body type, our weight gain, and all of that. So one thing would be to eat. It's not just a diet per se. It would be to optimize your nutrition in the sense that you're taking in what is needed for you per time to stay at your best and to, be more productive. Another thing would be to add movement to your routine. So whilst we're dreaming and having so much goals and wanting to put them in place, it'd be essential to add movement to your routine. Now, movement is such an exercise. Exercise, again, differs for everyone. What is low intensity to you might just be perfect for you. What is hardcore, high intensity rather, to another person might just be perfect for the person. So it's essential to, per time, always understand what your body is saying, understand where you're coming from, and understand what you need to do. Another thing would be to tone down on the fact that you're being productive and you're working towards your goal shouldn't mean that you should be sleep deprived. Right? So because when it comes to medicine, it's not just one thing that is encompassing for all. Everything plays a major role. So you want to ensure that you have like between 6 to 8 hours of rest. You don't want to prioritize being busy over being productive. Right. So you want to ensure that you're getting all of that in. So another thing that I think that I would like to say would be, when it comes to meditation and all of that. So whilst, yes, you're doing so much, you want to achieve so many goals and all that, let it be that one of your LD practices is to find a way to shut down everything and per time to pick out what is essential. I like to use this meditation example in the sense that if this room is scattered right now, sometimes we have to scatter it more to put it in place. If you want to clean a room, you have to start checking things, scattering more to put it in place. So in the same way, because you have these dreams, these goals and everything, sometimes you need to like scatter everything and be like, okay, so which one is more priority at this moment? Which one do I need to do? So at the place of being still and calm, you tend to like prioritize which one needs more lights to be shed on, or which one is the major one that other things can,
Right on.
Right.
Thank you. So what I hear, fundamentally underlining what you're saying is every woman needs to know her body.
Yes.
Because what is good for me may not be good for you.
Yes.
So even if it's touted that wheat bread is the best bread, it may not work for me because of my age,
right,
my blood type, my hormone fluctuations or whatever. So everybody should listen up to their body,
yes,
and then know it and decide what works for them.
Right.
The one that really struck me, I must say, is the one about the exercise thingy.
Yes.
All the time they just say, you've got to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes HIIT, intensive. And they're saying those things to you as a woman, and they're not taking into cognizance your bone density.
Right.
Whether your bone is already falling apart or thinning out, and then someone is saying, jump up, and you're jumping up and you're causing more harm to yourself.
Right.
So thank you for pointing that out. So it's not a one size fits all kind of lifestyle thinking.
Not at all.
Great. I'm having fun here, and I'm going to call the studio lines again so that you guys can join me and learn for yourself. So the number to call is 0913-6000-410. The number to text and WhatsApp is 0913-6000-410. Thank you, Dr. Perfecta. So far, so good. Now let's look at one area that is common to all women.
All right.
Menstruation. It literally takes away between 5 to 1 week from a woman's life every 30 days.
3 to 5.
Yeah. And, when people cite the reasons why they don't want to employ women, even though they don't say, they'll say, well, they're having menstrual pains, they have menstrual issues, or they have a baby, they're nursing a baby and stuff like that. So, and for some of the women, this is actually a source of trauma because it's very painful. And you mentioned that we shouldn't be living with pain.
Yes, we shouldn't.
So how is it possible? How are we going to deal with this?
All right. Okay. So, your first question was about it being taken 3 to 5 days out of a woman's life.
Yes.
But that's biologically processed already. So it's not a thing that a woman brought upon herself.
I agree.
Yeah. So when it comes to it being traumatic for some people because they have to deal with excruciating pain, you know, whenever I talk about this thing, I always talk about the before the pain starts. So there's a pre-time, there's something that you need to put in place. Now, when society in general talk about menstruation, they just talk about it as if it's just something that it's just blood. And it's not just blood.
Tell me.
Yeah, so you have other mucosal lining and all of that goes out every other month.
Oh, thank God, you're a doctor. I don't know that.
Okay. Right. So because, that's another thing that we might talk about in another question or something. Right. When I say it's not just blood, it's not just blood that you're bleeding. So that's why whenever a woman is experiencing maybe severe bleeding and all of that, she needs to start saying, oh, I'm bleeding more than the expected. So I need to start paying attention to it from now. I like to say something. I say 6 tablespoons of blood is more than enough for a cycle. That's because you're not bleeding just blood, right? So there are other, like mucosal lining and all of that comes out alongside the bleeding. That's why some people experience just very tiny clots, which is okay. But when it's now larger than normal, then that's a cause for alarm.
6 tablespoons of blood?
It's not measurable in the real sense.
I'm trying to visualize that. And I'm like, I think I've seen more than that.
Okay, so that's one of the things that women need to pay attention to, because when you start paying attention to it from like an early time, you now start saying, oh, what's my body saying? Now, because menstruation is seen as the 5th vital sign. Now, vital signs are like, so when a person is ill and person goes to the hospital, they check the person's blood pressure, the person's temperature and all of that. Now, the menstrual cycle is seen as the 5th vital sign. Okay. This means that just in the same way your temperature can tell you what's going on in your body, your blood pressure can tell you what's going on in your body. Your menstrual cycle is a monthly report card to tell you what's going on in your body.
Women, did you hear this? How come I'm just hearing this now? A monthly report card to tell you what's going on in your body.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying again. It's one of the things that women don't pay attention to because, again, it's not popularly said. It's not popularly, shared and all of that.
Yeah, but you should know, doctor, that there's a veil of secrecy around here, silence.
Yes.
Most of us didn't even get the education on what a menstrual cycle is and all of that. And what we know, we were not even officially taught. We just picked up from this and that. Right. That's why I am so excited that you finally wrote a book. Whoa. Where is your book?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, so please. I have in my hand here now a book titled Flow Freely. Practical Steps to Understanding Your Body and Having a Painless Period. Doc, tell me about this.
Okay, so yes, I read a book titled Flow Freely, and it's practical steps to understanding your body and having a painless period. Now, before you start looking at the end goal, which is having a painless period, what do you need to put in place to not have a painless period? It is understanding your body. Now, if you want to learn anything at all in life, it's essential that you understand it.
True.
So why do we now leave it to time and chance to happen to us to tell us what's going on in our body? Now, all of this needs to be documented. All of this needs to be paid, given attention to. Now, what is my body doing at this time of the month? What is my body doing at this time of the month? So everybody knows, oh, you bleed and then you ovulate because they're trying to maybe optimize fertility, or that's when they're like really focusing on all of that. But all through that phase, how many phase do I have in my menstrual cycle? What is my body doing per time? What's my body doing from day 1 to 5? What is my hormones doing from day 6 to 14? What is it doing from day 14 to this? You understand? So all of these things, you need to understand it. Now, more than just menstrual cycle on its own, what are the cycles of life for a woman? Do you understand? So what's my body type? How do I need to, cater for my body in this way? All of this information is what you put in place. Then how do I need to eat? Because your digestion changes all through your cycle also. So how do I need to eat well so that I don't end up dealing with excruciating pain? What are my period pain triggers, my food triggers?
Oh, hold on. If I get you right, you're actually saying that we can do a few things.
Right.
to ensure that we don't have the pains during the cycle.
Exactly.
Please, Doc, can you just share?
Right.
Give an example so that we can go looking.
Okay, so now if I have to give an example, it will be generalized. But then again, then again, when it comes to period pain, it's personalized because there are different period pain types.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I have this syndrome or this is my cause? It's not the same thing with someone else's own. That's why I talked about understanding your cycle, your phases, what's going on, what food triggers. So generally, we know that the muscle contracts and then you start feeling period pain because of high levels of prostaglandins, an hormone, right? So you want to start checking what foods do you consume that are probably triggers to you experiencing that. Like, so for a lady, generally, you wouldn't want to consume fatty foods, right? You wouldn't want to overly indulge in coffee, right? You wouldn't want to also overly indulge in some other foods. You want to incorporate anti-inflammatory foods to your diet and stuff like that, because all of these pose risk. Another thing is movement. You don't want to be sedentary.
And it keeps coming up all the time. Movement. You know, one of the things I'm reading up on now is I just realized that I really do not understand the body that I have. Even though I have lived with it for as long as I have done. I've never been one to start asking myself, so why do you have a head? So what's inside of your head? So how does it function? But lately I've become very interested. So because you can't look after what you do not know.
Exactly.
So, and those days of letting your doctors or whoever is helping you, your health practitioner to tell you what, you just go and describe something and they tell you something back. Those days are gone.
They are.
So I think that the biggest investment that I, for instance, can make to myself is to understand my body from head to toe, understand all the systems, not just understand them in one dimension, because there's several dimensions of looking at health, you know, and that's why I like the fact that you're an alternative medical doctor. Yeah. So we're going beyond, drinking the medicine to finding the root problem and then dealing with the root so that we can all be healthy.
Yes.
In the truest sense of healthy and be able to run further than we're currently doing. I wish I know now what I knew then. I wouldn't have suffered with dysmenorrhea. Women, the lines are open. Men, the lines are open. The number to call is 0913-6000-410. The number to text and WhatsApp is 0913-6000-410. Please call us. This conversation is really very interesting. I will have to ask, is there any link between painful menstruation and fertility?
Okay. So in its primary states, so because now when you talk about painful period dysmenorrhea, there's a primary cause. It could be you could be dealing with a primary cause or you could be dealing with a secondary cause. So now in the real sense, a primary cause shouldn't necessarily affect fertility. But that's if you even know what you're dealing with is primary or secondary.
Abi?
Right. So because you can't go into all the details of what a secondary cause is, because you'd have to start breaking them down one after the other. But if you're having to deal with excruciating pains and it's really coming like in between you being super productive for a day, 2 days, 3 days, extreme bleeding, extreme pain, you can't focus, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's something that you need to start checking now. So that's how you would even know if it's a primary cause or a secondary cause. Now, for a secondary cause, yes, it could probably affect fertility because then you don't know if you're dealing with a PID, a pelvic inflammatory disease. You don't know if you're dealing with a fibroid. You don't know if you're dealing with adenomyosis. And there are many things that you don't even know if you're dealing with because you don't even know what your body's doing.
So essentially, if you're having painful periods, high density periods, then please check out your health because there might be something there so that you can catch it on time. Yeah. Alrighty. Now, Doc, these days, women tend to live longer. When I was growing up, if you saw a 50-year-old woman, you definitely say, Grandma, good morning. You know, not because you know anything about the woman or you know that, but it just looks like they're just pretty old. But today, a 70-year-old woman looks really, really young. thanks to ongoing advances in medicine and relatively high standard of living, knowledge, they say, is very, very useful. So we are more knowledgeable about things, and so we're doing more things. However, the fact that we live longer doesn't necessarily mean that we're healthier. Yeah. So how can a woman strive for a healthier life? Same way that you could find someone who is slim but not healthy.
Exactly.
And you can find someone who is big but healthy.
Right.
So how do we strive for healthy?
Right. I think I really like that question in particular because it was something that I spoke about earlier this year. Live long, live strong.
That's it.
Yes, that's live long, live strong. It's one thing to live long, but it's one thing to live strong. And I like you said that these days you see women living longer and living longer because of more awareness when it comes to health. Now, everything you're looking for in that age starts from this age.
God bless you.
Everything I'm looking for when I get to your age, I need to start putting in place now. Because it's enough to say, oh, there was no enough education maybe when you were much younger like I was. But now, how about the awareness that is out there? Am I saying I don't know? Right? Or is it that I've just been ignorant? So many people feel like when I get there, I will cross that bridge. You don't have to get there to cross that bridge. You have to put in measures now. That still goes back to the topic, and that still goes back to the first question. What are you putting in place with your rest, your nutrition, your exercise, the way you don't allow so much things clog your mindset so that you're not having to constantly deal with mental and emotional trauma. Because in the sense that aspect is one part people don't even look at. Because if you're constantly disturbed over here, it could affect you physically. It could start resulting in physical manifestation.
In fact, I'll go as far as saying that that's the reason why a lot of people are unraveling. A lot of mental stress, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of stuff that we've all been taught or we all packed under the carpet. Now the rug is full. And so people are exploding every day. I mean, if you go through the streets of social media, you're going to be wondering, oh my God, what's going on? Is the world coming to an end? The world is not coming to an end in that sense. It's just that our heads are full and a lot of things are happening and then we no longer can deal, So yeah, alternative medicine. What is it? It's popping up everywhere now. We have the energy healing. We have the chakra opening. We have all sorts. What's going on? What are the benefits and why should women look into it? Okay,
so in my own words, I'd say alternative medicine, they're a form of natural therapies that one could use to have a wholesome and holistic life, to lead a wholesome and holistic life, right? That'll be in my own words. And then why is it gaining so much traction? Because people are tired of having to pop pills or live with, to live from having to deal with living through life from the perspective of having to take medication all through their lifetime. And then people are looking for more natural ways to be in tune with themselves.
I like two words you've used, wholesome and holistic. Could you please throw more light on them?
Okay, so when you're whole, it's mind, body, spirit, soul. So as in people don't want to say, okay, you're dealing with, like I said, if someone is dealing with, let me just say any random medical condition. Now, you're not looking at the medical condition as just that or taking medications to just deal with that. You're looking at why did it start? What is going on in the grand scheme of things? What is the root cause of it? So because everything is connected. Everything is connected. That's all the energy medicine thing you're talking. Everything is connected. What you think, how you look, what you eat, everything is connected. So that you're dealing with a particular ailment doesn't mean that that's the only thing you should be attacking or combating.
Okay, I wanted you to say that because I was going to throw another question at you that says a lot of women now are doing a lot of cosmetic surgery.
Okay.
And trying to fix the symptoms.
Right.
Instead of looking at the root cause. So when you said wholesome and holistic, I needed to write on that to show you this question. So now that we have a lot of this going on. I mean, if you go on the streets of Turkey, you find a lot of people carrying their urine bags and everything. They all have their patches. They've done surgeries, all kinds of surgeries to enhance all kinds of body parts. But the problem is not the body part, if you ask me. The problem is your self-image of yourself.
True.
So, in the long run, what do you see happening with all this? Will they age healthily?
Okay, so let me start with the why.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they going for that? Because they don't have a proper understanding that there's a scientific explanation to their overall appearance and carriage. And that's one of the things that I dealt with in the book, Flow Freely. I delved into why you look the way you look.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there are illustrations in the book that shows, oh, I am of this type. And not just, oh, I am what do you call it, figure. That's not about figures. It's scientific explanation of your overall look and appearance. As long as also with the way you carry yourself, the way you behave, right? Now, all of this is essential because they need to have this understanding to feel like they didn't give themselves this look, right? So they need to understand that there's a scientific explanation for the way I look. So when they have that understanding, they can live in tune with themselves and be confident that, oh, I look this way and that is it. From the point when you start admiring or wanting to get another body type and stuff, is because it's rooted on the lack of understanding of the way you actually appear and that there's a scientific explanation for that.
So I am going to keep this copy of this book because if it contains what I'm looking for, then I'd better get it. So the book is Flow Freely, Practical Steps to Understanding Your Body and Having a Painless Period. Women, you want to have a painless period. You want to understand your body. You want to understand why you look the way you look. You want to understand the 4 pillars of health. You want to understand how you can optimize your health and then finish strong this 2022 and get ready to rep for your 2023. You better go get yourself this book. Doctor will tell us where to get the book from, but you see, I'm hiding this one already for myself. It's not living here because my health is my capital. Okay, so Doc, finally, what will be your general advice to women? I know you've told us about the 4 pillars, the pillars of nutrition, the pillars of sleep, exercise, and meditation. I think meditation will be where I would want you to dwell a bit on, as you close us out. What does meditation do for you? How will it help you optimize your health? And then just leave us with general advice as we wind down 2022 and get ready for 2023.
All right. So I previously explained that, but I'll say it again. I said that when you have a clogged mindset or a clogged mental state, there's so much things going on in your brain. And then you want to find measures to put in place every time to unclog. And that happens from a mindful meditation. So in the place of stillness and quietness, you tend to say, oh, what can I prioritize? What should I prioritize now? So that you don't keep moving everywhere with just a brain full of a lot of things and it's affecting your productivity in other aspects of life.
Is meditation the same thing as praying?
Okay, so now there's mindful meditation as in a form of like lifestyle. There's meditation as in praying also. Okay. So you can do that if you're a Christian or if you're religious in your religious practices like that, you can do that. That's you praying. But then I'm saying that if you want to do it as a form of healthy living, you need to take a break, stay in stillness and quietness, and then, still fish out what needs to fish out.
Yeah, even CNN sometimes, when we watch, they will say mindful break. Yeah. And then they show us some very nice, beautiful picture of places you can go on vacay, and then take your mind off the seriousness of what they're saying. Exactly. I think as the world evolves, we become more aware of how to take care of ourselves. So it's critical to be in the know of things. And we're quite spiritual over here. So that's why I wanted to differentiate clearly that there is intentional mindfulness and then there is praying to also be mindful. Thank you, Dr. Perfecta, for joining us on the program today. Right. We have learned a lot from you. I'm so glad to make your acquaintance and I am definitely going to read this book. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's a great job you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to many more wins this year and beyond as you keep optimizing your health and helping women to optimize their health as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
My take today is that for you to optimize your health as a woman, you've got to ensure that the 4 pillars are taken care of. You have to give your body the nutrition it needs. You have to exercise your body by moving. You're meant to move. You have to sleep enough. She says 6 to 8 hours to be able to let your body rest and get ready to do something. You see this Lagos, by the time you do traffic, you leave your house by 4 a.m. You go, you come back by 12 o'clock. Before you sleep is 1 a.m. Before you know it is 4 a.m. No, you're killing yourself. So you need to find how to sleep that 6 to 8 hours. And finally, you need to do mindful meditation. I pray that you all got that and that you start practicing it so that you can prevent yourself from having an old age that is not healthy. So this is where we wrap up today's edition of Up You with Ezinne. It's been another amazing one. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Up You with Ezinne. Get copies of our books, Up You and When Adversity Strikes, Fight. Thank you. So it's big up to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week, starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, callers, engineers on duty, my producer, the amazing Up You team, 98.3 Mainland FM, the sound of Lagos. You all stay strong, stay blessed, stay lifted. My name is Ezinne Kufure-Kanem. Until I come your way next week Wednesday, it's Up You.